An abrasion is a type of wound that's caused by a skin rubbing against a rough surface. It may be called a scrape or graze. When an abrasion is caused by a skin sliding across hard ground, it may be called a ground rush. First, clean with soap with running water. Second, apply antiseptic. And last step, cover it with clean cloth or gauze.
Laceration is a type of wound that happens when the soft tissue in the body are torn. As a result, they are often jagged or irregular in size and shape. They are usually produced by some kind of blunt trauma to the skin because lacerations are produced by whatever object that caused the cut. The wound is usually contaminated with debris or bacteria. So this wound is laceration. First, we need to control the bleeding with a clean cloth. Ayan. And elevate the wounded part. Yes, we need to elevate so the blood will not go through. So after the bleeding is controlled, let's cleanse it with antiseptic. Yes, antiseptic. So yes, and cover it with a clean bandage. It's done.
First aid for avulsion. For large wounds with bleeding, control bleeding by applying direct pressure on the wound until bleeding stops. Use a clean dressing or any absorbent cloth. If the cloth is soaked with blood, another absorbent cloth on top of the used cloth. Elevate the injured area. For small wounds where there is no damage to structures such as nerves, blood vessels, and the like, wash the wound with water and soap. Pat it dry with a clean towel. Apply antibiotic ointment. There is no need to cover the wound.
Incision. So, what is incision? Incision is made especially in surgery by incising the body. A wound that caused also of a knife, broken glass, or any smooth sharp objects.
So now here's the example of incision wound. Now, how to apply first aid in incision? First, we have to control the bleeding with a clean cloth. Now we will start to control the bleeding and alleviate the wounded part. And then after bleeding is controlled, cleanse it with antiseptic and dress it with clean cloth or bandage. And now we have the antiseptic and a clean cotton to cleanse the wound. And then the last step is dress it with clean cloth or bandage. So here's our clean cloth or bandage and we will apply it to the incision wound. So here's what it looks like after the finished first aid of incision wound.
What is puncture? Puncture is the act of piercing or penetrating with a pointed object like nails, pointed sticks, and wires.
Now, how to apply first aid in puncture wound? First, we have to control the bleeding without the removal of the object because only doctor can remove the pointed nail. And now we are controlling the bleeding using the cotton. And once bleeding is controlled, wash the puncture wound with warm water and mild soap. Now we will apply the warm water. And then we clean it using cotton. And next, dress the wound properly. And here's the final step of applying first aid in puncture wound. Watch out for infection, clean and change the bandage daily.
Amputation. So sa kasong to, kailangan ang unang gagawin natin is make sure na malinis yung kamay natin kasi kung hindi, may chance na magkaroon ng infection yung pasyente natin at mas lumala yung kanyang kondisyon. Second step is malikain yung pasyente. Habang ginagawa natin to, pinapaalalahanan pa rin natin siya na huwag magpanik kasi as na nagpapanik siya is mas malaki possibility na magpatuloy yung pag-agos ng dugo sa sugat niya. Next step is itaas yung bahagi na putol or yung bahagi nagdurugo or naglalabas ng dugo. Next step is third step. Kailangan natin ng malinis na tela sa kasong to, yung tela ko. Babalot kasong to nga pala, ito yung putol na ano, itong block na to, bali wala na siyang braso, ito na lang natira sa kanya. Next step is, yung bahaging nagdurugo, apply natin siya ng pressure for 10 to 15 minutes hanggang sa makarating yung mga professionals na marunong talaga sa condition ng pasyente. So, apply direct pressure. 10 to 15 minutes, ganito yung posisyon natin. Tapos, check natin kung may conscious pa rin ba yung pasyente. Tapos, papalalahan natin siya na kung pa rin nagkabali. Habang ginagawa natin ito, tandaan na ginagawa natin ito para mabawasan yung paglabas ng dugo sa kanyang sa parte ng katawan niya. So, para tilihin lang natin ito, kapag napuno na ng dugo, itong unang telang ilagay natin, lagyan ulit natin ang pangalawa habang hindi tinatanggal yung una. Yan. So, apply direct pressure pa din. Again, for 10 to 15 minutes hanggang makarating yung mga otoridad. So, ayun yung first aid kapag nakaranas tayo ng ganitong sitwasyon na amputation.
Ang tawag sa sugat na to ay ambrosion. Ang mga first aid na kailangan gamitin ay alcohol, bulak at betadine. First step, lagyan ng alcohol ang bulak. Second step, linisin ang gilid ng sugat. Third step, lagyan ng betadine ang sugat. Fourth step, lagyan ng band-aid. Hintayin hanggang gumaling.